Hello, my friends. Happy New Year. Whether you're seeing this before or after, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to come. Today, we're going to talk about the new moon in the sign of Capricorn, which is on January 2nd. And I've just written the blog that will be posted simultaneously with this posting here on YouTube. So please come to my website, new address, DorothyMorganAstrologer.com. And join the email list, and you get to be notified of when I have new classes that will be coming up soon. I haven't announced them yet because I'm still trying to pull everything together, taking into consideration my prior students. I'm not a massive school. I teach very quiet, very private, small, intimate classes. So we all really get to know each other well. So putting all of that together, if you're interested, come join my newsletter or contact me through my website, DorothyMorganAstrologer.com. Today, new moon in Cancer. So what do we want to do with this new moon in Cancer? First off, new moons are always about, of course, setting our intentions for what it is we'd like to manifest or expand or focus on in our lives. Now, the moon in Capricorn always is about, in many ways, plus more, wisdom and knowledge, self-respect, principles, our values. Right? It's a feminine sign. Capricorn is actually a very feminine sign, so it's receptive. So it's receptive. It's an earth sign too, so it's receptive and very grounded. So those are things that you would want to engage in and focus in on to begin with. Now, let me grab the chart that I want to show you today, and then come back here and share my screen. See if we're doing the right thing. Yes, indeed. I have my notes up here too. Once in a while, they'll pop in. My notes are the written forecast. It's on the website. So focus on these things that I've already mentioned, right? The intentions that you want that can help with your self-esteem, your reputation, acknowledging wisdom. Now, one of the things that's bigger and more important here is that, well, it's not more important, but it's just another factor, actually. There's a few factors in how we're going to engage with this new moon in Capricorn. And it is, by declination, is out of bounds. And out of bounds means the path of the sun has a path through the sky throughout the year. And some of the planets regularly and often will go beyond that path, that boundary that the sun creates. The moon does it a lot. Mercury and Mars will do it through their patterns and cycles, and so does Venus. And I think Jupiter and Saturn typically stay within bounds. Anyways, the point of the moon being out of bounds, right now it's out of bounds whenever it's in Capricorn and Cancer. And so it has a sense of being a little bit of a wild card. We got to really think outside the box. We need to approach things from a unique and different way than what we usually do, all right, when we're setting new moon intentions. So that is, one of the bigger things that I really want us to stay focused on is we do have these Capricorn qualities. I'm going to continue with how we will use that, but I also want us to remember that we are focusing in on the planet it's out of bounds. So we need to kind of, like I said earlier, think outside the box in how we want to expand and create our new goals and our new intentions. Capricorn, of course, is almost always about our reputation, our career, our public image, our social standing in the world. How much wisdom and knowledge do you have? Do you represent that? Or are you feeling insecure about things like that? So when we set goals, we want to really, we want to focus on those things and how we can do it. And with the moon out of bounds, I think it's really important that maybe one way to do this is not just to set goals that if I do X amount of work, I'll get a raise or my boss will recognize it. One of the things that would be really important, I actually had a client today that this was working out really well for her. It's about working on your own self-esteem. What can you do that increases your self-esteem? By self-examination and recognizing I do have this wisdom, I do have this knowledge, I do have this experience, right? And that's one of the shadowy pieces of Capricorn is being insecure. And so having this new moon in Capricorn and the new moon is out of bounds, find a way to boost your self-esteem and work towards these things that help you to feel, to get in better alignment, right, with your career goals or your business goals or your reputation goals. We also have, as you very well know, let me grab that chart again. I lost track of where I was. Where are we? I got to go back to this chart. Here it is. Okay. We have to remember, this is Venus retrograde. This is still in play. I have a prior video on that. I'll attach it at the end of this video for you to go check it out with ease. Venus retrograde is also in Capricorn, and she's been connecting with Pluto. That's going to go on, off and on until March. That's us questioning our values, or looking at what we value now, because these last couple of years have really stirred things up for all of us. Pluto moves very slow. So Pluto's really been, digging up a lot of things from the depths of our foundations of who we are and bringing that to the surface. And now that we have this new moon in Capricorn, out of bounds, I'm marking all these spots with my mouse. And now Venus is coming back. Venus is coming back to that position. Let me go grab my notes. With Venus coming back to that position, she is, oops, hold on. This sharing on Zoom sometimes gets me confused. With Venus coming back to that position, she's going to be back. I'm going to read my notes real quick. She is going to be back to 11 degrees on the day that she goes station. So she stations, that means she stops from her retrograde position and then kind of hangs out for a little while before she goes direct. So the station is on January 29th. She goes all the way back to 11 degrees of Capricorn. What is that, right? So that means, 11 Capricorn, this new moon is at 12. So here's some dates you can write down. So from January 20th until February 8th, Venus is still only 1 degree away from where this new moon is, right? And so what does that mean? That means we have these weeks where that new moon is going to be accentuated again, right? There's other things happening, but I really wanted to focus on this because that new moon is just so close to that position. And so this will give us even more opportunity and more time. Now, we'll already have set our new moon intentions, but this gives us more opportunity and more time in this period from January 20th to February 8th, to really reevaluate what is important to us, because Venus is what we value. And that Capricorn is, what do I value? I value what? You make your list. It's stability. Is it a steady job? Is it a steady home, a steady car, a steady person in your life? Those are all things that the word steady, you put steady in front of anything, it's going to be Capricorn. How do I feel? Is that how reliable is that? So these are the things that we want to be focusing on with this new moon, the goals related to this new moon on January 2nd, focusing in on the things that mean a lot to us and our values, because our values are changing. If they aren't, then you might want to stop and pay attention. It's just as true. It's true. It really is. So we're going to be reevaluating that. So I want us some of the bigger things. Again, it's not the external material things right now. It's our self-esteem, our self-confidence, our self-respect, and the others in our lives that deserve that too. Now we also have, let's find it. If you hear, I have my YouTube in the background. I love nature sounds this time of year. I've discovered that it helps with not having like seasonal blahs by having spring noises, spring forest sounds. They're all over YouTube. So I listen to that all the time. So you might be hearing that in the background. hopefully copyright, it's not too loud. Copyright people might catch it. They did that recently. They shut down one of my videos because I had some nature sounds. Actually, it was in the summer. The nature sounds were outside, and I think anyways, they're so picky about the most innocent things, but let crap fly through. All right, done being opinionated. Let me get back to this. All right, so here is another thing that's going on with this new moon, right? Besides Venus coming back to 12 degrees, this new moon is also making a trine aspect with Uranus. And that's important. And that feels like the out of bounds energy in some ways, because I used a lot of the same keywords that I would with Uranus making a trine aspect to the new moon. It's really similar, right? So I have given you that content. It's like, so with Uranus trine the new moon, new energy, right? It's a harmonious aspect. They're both earthy, grounded. So this helps us to think outside the box. Just what I've already mentioned, when the moon is out of bounds, it wants us to play by different rules, but we still have some rules that we have to play by, but we still want to play by different rules. We want to feel different. We want to feel free. We don't want to play by the rules, but this is what we do with Uranus, making a connection to that new moon and that new moon out of bounds. So these feelings of, I need something different, comes from those two components, Uranus and the moon out of bounds. And we need to do that. Uranus is here to wake us up. He's the great awakener. He's here to shake us up and to change things so we will grow. Growth never happens when you stay too long in that comfort zone. I don't mind being in the comfort zone once in a while. I don't know about you. I don't mind being in it a little bit here and there. So that's that piece. Now, when it comes to your vision boards or setting New Year resolutions, okay, wait until after this new moon, because before, the moon is balsamic. And I always do a little pop-up video about the balsamic lunar phase just before every new moon. We'll see if I have time to do it this week or not. I don't know. Like a lot of clients this week. I barely get this out in time. So, but what's in time, right? As long as it's before the new moon. All right. So new moon on January 2nd is at 1:33 p.m. Eastern, 12:33 p.m. Central, 11:33 a.m. Mountain Time, 10:33 a.m. Pacific Time. Doing your New Year resolutions after then, or if you like doing vision boards, any type of manifesting rituals after those times, okay? That is going to give you the best results. So that's what I want us to do. Yeah. All right. Now I play with weather astrology just a little bit here and there. And I just happened to see some stuff that I really thought was important to show us. So let me go click on that. There it is. I hope it comes up. So this is a snapshot of the new moon where all the planets are. It's called astrocartography. I'm not a specialist at this, but I can play with it a little bit. It's just definitely a fun specialty. So what we do is it's like and I discovered this by working with a student because she's in Chicago, and I made the new moon for Chicago when we were talking about this in our class together. And I realized that Uranus is on the ascendant in Chicago. And then, so I pulled up the astrocartography. So I got to pull this closer so I can reach it. I want to bring this here. There we go. This is the symbol for Uranus on the ascendant. Oh, let me get a bigger, fatter thing. Here's Uranus on the ascendant. This is the line when Uranus is on the ascendant. So if you can see that line, I don't think I can get this any bigger. I have to clear the drawing. I'll try and get this bigger so you can really see. Doggone toolbars. Here we are. So for the United States, sorry, Canada. So here's that line. It's this line right here where I'm moving my mouse. So that's the line where Uranus is on the ascendant of the new moon. So, when we have a lunar event or other events, a snapshot of them is important. And so what this tells me, Uranus rules the weather. And so when Uranus is on the ascendant, lots of times there's some extreme weather in those areas. So I want us to just look at these areas right here. And I'm going to grab my drawing tool again. So it's this area, all those areas right there. And, it's usually 100 or so miles on either side. And so that is where there might be some extreme weather in this one lunar cycle. So this new moon to the next new moon. So just a month. Now, one of the other lines that I'm considering, that could be rather critical in the weather astrology. Let's see if I can find my mouse again. Let's bring this even closer. I know it's blurry because the software doesn't make a clear picture once I start bringing it up. This line here is the Pluto line. That line there is the Uranus line. So they come together right here. And this is the eastern part of South Carolina. Nope, it's the western part of South Carolina. See right here, Atlanta is way over here, but it's right there. So that area of South Carolina where the Uranus line and the Pluto line go, so it's South Carolina. So be extra careful in that area. I couldn't find a big city nearby because I apologize. I'm not like that. I have to get rid of those dots that are hanging out there. All right, clear everything. So there is that. All right, so that's just a little extra. So with the new moon, that line running through the eastern part of Florida, part of Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, North Carolina, Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I know all those states. Yay. I'm such a geek sometimes. Anyways, back to this. So that's what I want us to look at. So here, if I popped up the chart for Chicago, this is what it looks like when Pluto is near the midheaven and Uranus is near the ascendant. This is what it looks like in an astrology chart. But this is for Chicago. All right, I think that's where I want us to leave us. So in a nutshell, this new moon period, I would really want you to, connect with your inner wisdom, because we think of Capricorn sometimes as, the old man with the sickle at the end of the year, which is very true. But however, Saturn is a masculine planet, but Capricorn is the wise woman, the wise elder, the wise one of the tribe, the shaman of the tribe. That's Capricorn. So connect to your inner wise person and let that person guide you and direct you as to how you can use this new moon with all these other components added in for your highest and your best. All right, everybody, happy new year and blessings, love, gratitude, and I will see you. I'm not going anywhere. I'll see you soon. Namaste.